Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something that's making some serious waves in the electric vehicle world. The 2026 BYD Atto 3 facelift, and trust me when I say this little electric SUV is about to make a whole lot of gas-powered cars feel pretty dated. So BYD just dropped the updated Atto 3, and right off the bat, let's talk about what makes this thing special. Because this isn't just a minor refresh. They've actually gone ahead and given it some pretty substantial upgrades that change the game entirely. Let's start with what's under the hood, or, well, under the floor, since we're talking electric here. The big news is that BYD is upgrading the motor. The current model runs a 150 kilowatt motor, putting out about 201 horsepower. But here's where it gets interesting. Reports are suggesting that the 2026 facelift could be getting the more powerful motor from the BYD seal. We're talking 308 horsepower. That's a massive jump, and if that wasn't enough, they're also switching to an 800-volt architecture. Now, what does that mean for you? Well, it means you can charge this thing significantly faster with DC fast charging up to 150 kilowatts. We're talking serious quick charging capability here. Now let's talk about the design, because this is where BYD has really refined things. The 2026 model keeps that sporty aerodynamic look that made the Atto 3 stand out in the first place. But they've updated it with some fresh touches. You've got these smoked headlights that give it a more aggressive look, larger trapezoidal intakes at the front. And they've blacked out the D-pillars, which gives it that floating roof effect that's super popular right now. They've also redesigned the 18-inch wheels and added a rear spoiler with this really cool scallop design that's not just for looks. It actually helps with aerodynamics and efficiency. The whole package just looks more refined, more premium, and honestly more expensive than it actually is. And that's one of the things that's always impressed me about BYD. They know how to make their cars look the part without breaking the bank. Inside the cabin is where things get really interesting, because BYD has always focused on making their interiors feel special, and the 2026 model continues that tradition. You've got new interior color schemes, including this nice gray option that gives it a more sophisticated vibe. The current Atto 3 already has this really unique interior design with these guitar string door pulls and athletic dashboard design. And from what we're seeing, those fun, quirky touches are staying put. The centerpiece is still that rotating touchscreen display, which can flip between portrait and landscape mode depending on what you're doing, whether you're navigating or streaming music or whatever. It's built on BYD's e-Platform 3.0, which is designed specifically for electric vehicles. So everything from the interface to the way the systems integrate is optimized for EV efficiency and intelligence. And speaking of practicality, this is still a proper SUV. You've got decent cargo space, comfortable seating for 5, and it's surprisingly nimble in city driving, which is exactly what you want in an urban electric SUV. The updated 2025 model even increased the towing capacity to 750 kilograms, which isn't massive, but it's enough for small trailers or bike racks. Battery-wise, you're looking at options around 60 kilowatt hours, which in the current model gives you a range of over 400 kilometers on a full charge. And with that new 800-volt architecture and faster charging, range anxiety becomes even less of an issue. You can top up from 30 to 80% in under half an hour with DC fast charging. Now, let's talk price, because this is where the Atto 3 really shines. In Australia, the 2025 model starts at just under $40,000, which is incredibly competitive for what you're getting. We're still waiting on official pricing for the 2026 facelift, but if BYD follows their usual strategy, they'll keep it competitive. Maybe even more affordable as they scale up production. Compare that to what you'd pay for a comparable gas-powered SUV and factor in the savings on fuel and maintenance over the life of the vehicle. And suddenly the value proposition becomes really clear. No oil changes, no transmission services, no fuel costs. Just plug it in at home or at a fast charger and you're good to go. So how does this compare to the older models? Well, the original Atto 3 launched back in 2022, and it was already a strong contender in the electric SUV space. But BYD hasn't been sitting still. The 2025 model year brought updated wheels, new color options, and that increased towing capacity. Now, with the 2026 facelift, we're seeing BYD take things to the next level with more power, faster charging, and refined design elements that make it feel like a much more premium vehicle. What really impresses me is how BYD keeps pushing the envelope on what an affordable electric vehicle can be. They're not cutting corners, they're just being smart about manufacturing and scale, and that means we as consumers get better cars at better prices. The thing about the Atto 3 is it's not trying to be some luxury flagship. It's a practical, well-designed electric SUV that does everything most people need really well. It's comfortable, it's efficient, it's got enough tech to keep you entertained and connected. And now with more power and faster charging, it's even more capable. And here's the thing. When you drive an BYD Atto 3, you realize just how dated gas cars are starting to feel. That instant torque, the smooth, quiet ride, the lack of vibration from an engine, not having to stop at gas stations. It all adds up to a better driving experience. And with BYD pushing out updates like this 2026 facelift, they're making it harder and harder to justify buying a traditional gas-powered vehicle. So is the 2026 BYD Atto 3 making gas cars look old? Absolutely it is. Between the performance upgrades, the refined design, the improved charging capability, and that competitive pricing, BYD is showing that electric vehicles aren't just the future. They're the present, and they're ready for mainstream adoption right now. If you're in the market for an SUV and you haven't considered going electric, the Atto 3 is definitely worth a serious look. It's practical, it's affordable, it's well-equipped. And with these 2026 updates, it's only getting better. Alright, that's it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you think about the 2026 BYD Atto 3. Would you go electric over gas at this point? And if you're already driving an EV, share your experience down below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you in the next one. See you later.